What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? What's up? E-Rod, J Swan, what's going on? Larry's, what's up? What's up? Dak the Mac. Oh, I like that. Yes, sir. Dak the Mac. I like that. I like that, brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just waiting for more people to come in. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long at all tonight. We're gonna talk about Tennessee, Alabama, that thriller of a game. I'm gonna talk about it real quick. Papa Murph, what it do? P Murph. I know you good, brother. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, like I said, you good. Like I said, give me more time to rehearse and give me more time to get that research in. Making sure we good to go. So it's all well. You guys enjoy yourself. Appreciate you as always, my guy. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, 235. The Tigers losing grip. 42-35. Okay. I'm waiting for a few more people to come in and we're gonna get started. Yeah. Oh yeah. So give about 2 more minutes, we're gonna get going. Let's see. Yeah, what's going on? Scription live, yes sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, about to get started just in a second. Let's see. All right. All right. Time to cue the theme music. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. All right. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Share, like, and comment. Share, subscribe. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? How you feeling? How you chilling? How you feeling? How you chilling? Keep up the lights for me. Keep up the lights for me. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, Hayden Fisher. Appreciate you. How y'all doing? Appreciate you. How y'all doing? Oh, yeah. Make sure to smash that like button. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all share it to y'all friends. Like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all too long tonight. It's only a few minutes. I want to talk about real quick about the Tennessee Alabama game. We're going to get started on that shortly. How you guys feeling? Tell me in the comments. I got 130 likes already. Let's go. 3 viewers right now. I appreciate it. Up to 146. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I know. The Meredith. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro. Are we in the bottom of the 17th inning, dog? Nothing. Look. That's a pitcher's dream right there. Bottom of the 17th. Come on, listen. Who you got in the game though? Think the Astros gonna pull? I hope the Mariners. I hope it's the Mariners though. I want the Mariners to pull it out because they don't have to. By the way, Houston's up 2-0, so that's their only option. As simple as that. Mm-hmm. Got the Mariners, yeah, same. Yeah, it's a do or die, right? It's like I said, it's do or die at this point, right? They play really well. And you know what's funny? Watching them this season, just like going through the history, like when I was coming up, you know, the main star for the franchise was Ichiro. You know what I mean? It's just and like when I looked up the history earlier this year, I was like, I knew they had been bad for a long time, but I didn't realize the last time they made the playoffs was the early 2000s. Because I know like they had the major back, you know, in 2001 they had the all-time major league record in wins in the season because they beat my Yankees record from '98. Because we had 114, I think they got 118, 116. I forgot exactly, but I knew just they had a really strong team in the early 2000s. And they just faltered miserably. It's remarkable how they faltered. And like I knew, like I said, I thought they had like at least 1 or 2 playoff appearances in the last 20 years. Like I said, I knew they were bad. I knew they were bad for the most part. But just to really realize how they haven't made it back since. So when I saw the celebration when they won the game in like a dramatic fashion, it was beautiful for them. I'm not a fan, of course, but it's, you know, I was happy for them. And like, to be honest with you, I want them to win because one, they need it, because they don't get it, like if they don't get it right here, it's over. So what's what I put on the NHL? You know, I enjoy it. Like, you know, one, when I was coming up, I'll tell you a quick story. Like, when I was very little, when I started to get into sports in general in the early 2000s, right? Just, when I started watching a little bit of hockey, my favorite team was the Minnesota Wild. And, like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The only reason why I had the Minnesota Wild as my favorite team because I love the logo. Like, just a basic, simple child mind. Like, I'm to be honest with you, like, that was the only thing. And then now when I got older, I started watching the game more. Just when I was in middle school, I supported the Hurricanes, the Carolina Hurricanes, because Eric Stahl, no logo is nice. That's what got me. Look, that's what when you I would say simple minded, but when you have a situation where just like when you're first starting getting in, like to get the casual fans, like the unknowledgeable fans, like stuff like that pulls you in. Like I remember a quick story about my sister. In the early 2000s, she loved the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because she loved Warren Sapp and like she just loved their uniforms. I'm like, sis, like you gotta give me something more than that. But look, it was funny. Like they dominated the season because the 2002 Buccaneers was one of the greatest defenses in league history. They dominated the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl in '37. So so she had a good eye back then. See, I chose my favorite team when I was 5, and I chose Montreal because I like red. Hey, you and my sister the same. Montreal, just say, look, most decorated franchise in the history of the league. So I mean but you got good taste anyway. So I respect it. I really do. So it's like the thing about it just. So when I was in middle school, I really liked the Hurricanes because I know they had beat Edmonton in Game 7 at home for the Stanley Cup, and it was of course Eric Stahl, Eric Cole, Jesse Wallen, just a lot of those guys. Like I said, even though my expertise on hockey is nowhere near as like many other people in the world, particularly in Canada and like northern part of the United States, but it was getting there just a little. Now I will say, and what another quick story about the Hurricanes. Actually, I created when I had the PlayStation the PSP. In middle school, I had NHL 07, and I did a dynasty with the Carolina Hurricanes. So I'm just starting to get into the NFL because I'm Canadian. I'm really enjoying it. It's a fast-paced game. Now, I will say I've always been surprised about how it doesn't get the popularity it deserves in the United States. Now, granted, in the United States we have like the actual American-born sports like the football, basketball, baseball. So it's tough to compete historically and traditionally and culturally. But just with given the fast pace of the game, just just on ice, game on ice, just the fast pace, the nature of the sport, I would think it would be more popular than what it is. And one thing I've said constantly, can you believe the 17th? Well, we just talked about it earlier, 17th innings. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. But the thing about, and what's interesting about that real quick, I know we bouncing around, but just bear with me. Just, with the Astros, they're top of the 18th now according to Google. So just, the thing is, I had a follower a person on TikTok saying he couldn't get into baseball. And because it's a slow paced game, just he can't watch a 15-inning game, a pitcher's duel. So in theory, I understand because the baseball needs a lot of work, but baseball makes up a lot of it is just in the playoff time. So when the stakes are high, it makes up for it in that regard. I've always been in the NHL. I meant the NFL. All of them are really spectacular in their own way. Just real quick, going back to just the hockey real fast. Just when I had my PSP back in middle school, I had the Carolina Hurricanes as a pseudo dynasty, and I created. You say you got to be born into baseball to love it. It's a cultural thing. Like my old neighbor, God rest his soul, he was a Braves fan and he watched it. He watched the Braves during their apex in the '90s, just with John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, and Glavine. Tom Glavine that's the best starting rotation in league history. I don't care anybody. The way they dominated pitching in the '90s, the only thing that hurt him, the main thing that really hurt him was just the Yankees. Because we won 4 of our championships in that era. Well, 3 of the 4, like going into 2000, of course. But you know what I'm trying to say. But just like I said, like it's a cultural bias. It's a generational bias. Because I think what baseball struggled with right now is the fact that it's not as fast paced as the other ones. Who are my teams? Well, like I'm pretty spread out with far as my teams are concerned. As far as National Football League, I'm a Saints fan. I was raised in Louisiana, so just from a regional bias on there. I roll Tide. Oh, sorry about that. Rocky Top tonight though. Hey, it's all right though. That was an unbelievable game. I was watching a lot of it during the end of the game, especially just right before I left work. How he missed the kick. One thing about Nick Saban's teams, like if you could pick a flaw with all of Nick Saban teams during his time at Alabama with special teams. Remember in the game of the century, 2011, he missed several field goals that could have iced my Tigers. He said, "I know it's not a big deal." Yeah, I think they're gonna still come out the West. It's a no-brainer. So it's season's still pretty young, even though we're at the halfway point. It's still a lot to go. And Tennessee definitely still has Georgia upcoming, so that's not going to be a cakewalk by any stretch. Their defense, that's a defense that could really stack up with their offense. Now, granted, Georgia hasn't played the offense up to Tennessee's caliber thus far, but if there's anybody that's going to slow Tennessee down defensively, it's going to be Georgia. And of course, Bama. Yeah, like Bama is going to be. If Tennessee does indeed win out, just miraculously, if it happens like that for them, depending on how Georgia plays, they can have a rematch. So I definitely believe they'll be ready for a rematch potentially. But just with I know I keep going back to my hockey thing. Just I created a player. The Astros up 1. Yep, I see it. Yep. Oh, do or die for the Mariners. I can't deal with a sweep though. I hate the Astros. I'm sick of the Astros. I don't hate them like I do the Red Sox, but I'm sick of the Astros. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie to you. But just unbelievable franchise. Like it's not even the fact that just like what they did with the science and all that stuff, which is out of line. But I mean, because they didn't really have to do that. But the fact that I'm just tired of the Astros. Like I said, as a Yankees fan, I don't hate them as much as the Red Sox, but I mean, I'm not too fond of the Astros. Now, being raised in Louisiana, a lot of my peers, a lot of my family, like they are Astros fans because just geographically speaking, that's the closest pro baseball team we have. And we've had LSU players play for the Astros. So it just started young. Like I don't have a family connection with as far as the Yankees concerned. I just enjoyed watching them, like Derek Jeter when I was a little younger. I got older, just a late tier of Joe Torre. Just I just really liked the team how they dominated early on. Yeah. Hey, this is a great team. Greatest team in the history of professional sports. No brainer. So just no brainer. But with the hockey thing again, we'll try to close that out. I created a player called Russell Thomas. Sean, if you're still in here, we're still talking about keep bouncing around. I apologize. I created a player, Russell Thomas, like a 6'7" center. I keep forgetting the positions, but just like he was dominating. It's funny. Like he was scoring like several goals a game every time out. And I wanted to look up because I got so deep into it. We were trying to get the Stanley Cup, so I got so deep into it, I lost track. So I was thinking, like, wonder if he got to 100 goals yet. So I looked it up. He had like over 120. He had over 120 goals scored. And what's funny is that obviously Wayne Gretzky got the record. Which, by the way, if Wayne Gretzky had played a more popular American sport, he would be lauded as the GOAT of all GOATs, at least in team sports as a concern, right? Because his jersey is retired league-wide. His jersey is retired league-wide. Michael Jordan's jersey is not retired league-wide in the National Basketball Association. That just goes to show you. If Wayne Gretzky played a more popular American sport, this would be a no-brainer. I think Wayne Gretzky's the most underappreciated GOAT in the history of professional sports. I may do like a water break video on that. Just remember, water breaks are on Thursdays. They're not playing. They don't have a specific time. Who's the GOAT any sport, anytime? Any sport, anytime. Oh, that's a good question. Like I said, Wayne Gretzky, it's tough to go argue against Wayne Gretzky. There's so many guys. I think, Michael Jordan, of course, in basketball. Now, I will say I give love to like the tennis stars, because the thing about tennis is just like boxing is mano y mano. Of course they have like doubles competitions, but just the peak of tennis is like the singles, like men's side and women's side. So Magic, Jordan, Kobe. Kobe's my favorite all-time athlete, so hey, I got no complaints there. No complaints there. Hey, like this is what it is, brother. Magic's the greatest point guard. Jordan's the GOAT, shooting guard. Kobe's 2 right after him. Yes. There's no problem with that. No problem with that at all. Like I said. Yeah, we're up to over 1,300 likes. I appreciate you. Over 174 people watching. Head up to like almost 300, a little over 300 at one point. I appreciate your support. Keep liking. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold much of your time, guys. It's gonna be a real short show today. But yeah, I know you guys got stuff to do, so I ain't mad. Let's see. But yeah, like you said, chase for 28. I want to see it. I was in high school last time the Yankees won a World Series. My sophomore year, of course, we beat the Phillies when they were on their quest to repeating. So we lost game 1 if I remember, and then we took over the rest of the series. So still won with that all-time core. Jeter, Mariano Rivera, just Andy Pettit, Jorge Posada, they really kept it going, and it's just I appreciate you follow, brother. Appreciate you. I'm gonna follow back shortly whenever I get a chance. But yeah, but what I really want to talk about real quick today is just core 4. Look, like I said, core 4. Listen, people always talk about the fact that it's built versus bought and all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, you listen. It's baseball. I mean, look, buy the stars. You gotta pay them anyway. Buy them. No salary cap. You don't have the same injury concerns. You can't cap. You don't have a cap on their financial earning. Listen, go get them. You have the historical pedigree, and besides, even with that, you still got to develop these guys, and they've developed those guys, and they rightfully earned those championships, regardless of what the world says. They're the villains and stuff. Favorite college team, LSU. Favorite college team, LSU. Raised in Louisiana. Yeah, LSU. My family are Southern, went to Southern. I love Southern as well, but LSU's my squad. What about you? What about you? Yeah, we were dominating Florida for a little while, but I know Florida had crept back in it. Let me pull up the score. So as soon as I pulled up, we had just kicked the field goal 45-35. I think a little over a minute and change remaining. Hopefully we get another stop and call it a game. Notre Dame, Syracuse. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Syracuse, great program in basketball. Really, now I will say about Syracuse, I know it's football season right now, but I know basketball's coming up. I really want to see Jim Boeheim win another championship. Really, just like he's been there for 40 plus years. He's been there forever. Longer than Coach K's been was at Duke, I think. Because when did Jim Boeheim start? I think it was in the mid 70s. I think it's 76. I forgot exactly, but I know he was on. Because Coach K got to Duke in 1980. I think Jim Boeheim got there in 76. But I really want to see him win just one more. Him as far as the college b-ball game. Him, Tom Izzo. John Calipari, I would like to see them win at least one more each. Bill Self got a second one this past season, so I'm happy for him as well. So if it's not going to be my squads, because now I will say I love LSU's my favorite college. I will say as far as college basketball team, I always love Duke. Hence the colors. Now that wasn't intentional, because I know we was gonna be talking about Duke real quick, but just but yeah, just that's just I would like to see Jim Boeheim win. What do you think about Notre Dame, just in general? Like, I know just what are your thoughts on Marcus Freeman? Just I think he's done a pretty decent job. I know he had a very rough start to the season. But, like I don't like to fully judge coaches off of just their first season. But I give them like 3 or 4 years. Just you gotta give them a chance to get players in, of course, but just set the new culture, and that's not easy. Like I said, I think just from what I've seen from afar, very energized guy. Granted, he's young, but just somebody gives juice to that program. But ultimately, of course, he has to win consistently and at a high level. So that's what he's going to ultimately be judged by, especially at a program of that historic magnitude. So he's going to have to do it, right? But yeah. But as far as the Tennessee-Alabama game, what a finish. Look, whenever you guys get off this stream, just make sure you go on Twitter, wherever you at, and contact the NCAA, all their accounts, to say, give Hendon Hooker the Heisman Trophy today. Look, it's almost 10:30 Eastern time. Listen, you got an hour and a half. Look, we can't delay that. He is our Heisman Trophy winner as of right now. Like I said earlier, the season is still young, but the guy have. Listen, let me put it up for y'all, just so y'all understand. Hooker was 21 of 30 for 385 yards and 5 touchdowns and 1 pick. Hendon Hooker was, I'm going to say it again, 21 of 30, 385, 5 touchdowns. Right? Against the number 3 team in the country. Got it, 94.2 QBR. You got to give him the Heisman ASAP. Got to give him to him ASAP. Oh, and not to mention he had another 56 yards rushing on 14 carries, averaging 4 yards a pop. So you gotta give it to him. Now I will say, when in terms of Michigan, pull it up again here. Now Blake Corum to me is a close second. Just he's been unbelievable this year as well, much to his credit. Now, so like I said, Blake Junior, running back for the Wolverines, he had 735 yards on 118 carries and 11 touchdowns, averaging 2.6 yards a pop. He's been a dog this year. He's been unbelievable as well. Now, I thought just before the season started, I thought it was like, they got a soft schedule this year. Now, granted, this was very, very impressive win because Penn State had one of the best rushing defenses in the country. Probably, I don't know where they ranked exactly statistically, but they were special this year. They were like coming to the game. They was only averaging allowing over just around 80 yards on the ground, but they just got gashed today. They got gashed. Absolutely dominated on the ground game. Now Michigan does have one of the best rushing attacks. Not to mention Donovan Edwards himself, he had 173 yards on only 16 carries and 2 scores himself, and he averaged just under 11 yards an attempt. So there's only so much you can do, because J.J. McCarthy, he's getting carried. Now, he's doing what he's asked to do. He had a pick, but just outside of that, it was 17 of 24, 145 yards, 6 yards. Nothing special, of course, but like I said, if it wasn't for their running backs, I don't know where they'd be, just quite honestly. Up to 2,000 likes. Appreciate you guys. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not going to. I'm about to wrap it up shortly. I'm about to wrap this up shortly. But yeah, just Seattle down to the last 2 hours. Hopefully they pull it off. Bro, I can't stand. I hate the Astros, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. I respect the franchise immensely. There's only one hit in the entire game. Well, through at least through the last 9 innings. I'm sorry, because Houston had 11 hits in the game so far. Seattle's only had 7. They need one big time. They need one bad. The gritty. I can't. No, I ain't got it like that, but I can't dance worth anything. Look, I always tell people like I'm a line dancer. Like I like to hide when I'm dancing. If it's a dance, I know I'm a dance. How would I punish the 2017 Astros? Good question. Just well, the thing is, let me pull something up before I have to look at something real quick. What would you say personally? Would you take away draft picks? You said that the Mets, so disappointed. Listen, like Colin Cowherd, he was hyping the Mets up, like unbelievable pitching season, but it just came to ruin quick. I was shocked. I was really shocked. Colin Cowherd was on the train early. Because they had caught fire, but. Yeah, it was disappointing to see. I was intrigued to see how far they was gonna go. I really was. But because besides I was a Yankee fan, we don't have to play them. Wipe them out entirely. If P Rose could get banned for life, so can Houston. I agree with that. See, the thing is, like, we talk about baseball, we talk about just the fact that they hang on so much to the integrity of the game, the history of the game, which is commendable and applaudable. But it's just like it's so inconsistent. It's a lot of inconsistencies with Hall of Fames in general. Because my issue with that real quick is that if you have a situation, now I'm not condoning what they did, but I'm gonna bring up Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, just guys like that, Rafael Palmeiro, just like Astros won. God dog it. Oh well. It was a great one in Seattle. They got a bright future. Just oh well. It's all right though. Just they'll get there. I mean, just can't knock out the champions. It's hard to do that, man. But like you said, just going back to about, like you brought up Pete Rose real quick. Just the thing is, my issue with keeping guys like that out the Hall of Fame, like not the condoning that they took PEDs. I'm not condoning that whatsoever. But don't tell me that you don't blackball them from the league when you're still showing the highlights, when you haven't vacated the stats. So if you're really not going to take the blackballing seriously, like just get them in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, if you said Pete Bank can get banned for life, so can Houston. I totally understand that. I respect that. Like I said. Yeah, so now I will say in what that was the worst of what Pete Rose did. No, I agree. Yeah, just I don't gamble. I don't do like all the stuff that Pete Rose did. I'm not into that. But he's the guy is he's the all-time hits leader. Like you can't have a guy like Barry Bonds. He's the all-time home run leader. Like it's tough to have him outside the Hall of Fame when people done way worse. That's a whole nother story for another episode. But but we're not going. Listen. You already know like. That's a whole other can of worms right there. But just like I said, when you pull up the resume for the Astros, got one World Series title. They got the three AL pennants, 3 in the last 5 years. And of course, going back to the National League days in 2005 when they played in the World Series, lost to the White Sox, but just they've been a steady franchise. And it reminds me of what you said about how would I punish them. It reminds me. It goes back to what I was saying about what I've always said about the Patriots. Like, they should like what they did with just Spygate and stuff like that. Listen, that was heinous as it was, but they won what 6 championships. So it's like, it's easy to pinpoint that one, but they've consistently been dominant throughout time. Like as long as I've been watching sports, and when I got into the NFL, especially in the early 2000s, the New England Patriots were the standard. Like I didn't grow up even though I've seen two Pittsburgh Steelers championships in my lifetime, I didn't see the apex of the 70s. With the 49ers, I didn't see the apex of the 80s, the Cowboys, apex of the 90s, even for them in the 70s as well. I didn't get the chance to see all that. Even though I was alive for a couple of the last 2 Cowboys titles, I was a baby, seriously, literally. So it was, but the Patriots were the gold standard, right? Even in the midst of it being so difficult to have a dynasty, favorite NBA team, the Lakers. Kobe Bryant is my favorite all-time athlete, not just in the NBA, but just in general. Just love. Reason why I enjoyed the Lakers because they were winning, but most importantly, I just love Kobe. God rest his soul. And I never waver from that. Like I pick, the funny thing is like when I tell people my favorite teams, a lot of my favorite teams were spread out. I just stuck with them. I just joined them when they were hot. Honestly, I always tell the story like. When I was younger, like my grandfather, we would watch sports. He would ask me like, "Who are you going for?" I said, "I'm going for the winning team." Like Team A can go up like 8-6. I'm going for Team A. Team B could come back 35-34. I'm going for Team B. but to be fair to myself, I didn't waver once I picked the team, right? So yeah, favorite NBA team is the Lakers. Favorite baseball team is the Yankees. Like for a while, hockey. Like I like the Penguins. I even had the snapback and stuff because I love Sid the Kid. So, Malkin, just I love those guys. But yeah, I don't get it. Like I really want to get into hockey. Just like being raised in the southern part of the United States is like football, almost all the time. And like we love our basketball and baseball too, especially LSU. But yeah, just gotta wear my Tigers won. So I just beat the Gators by 10. We had like about a 21-point lead. Not necessarily too surprised that Florida came back a little bit, but hey, I'll take the win, especially what happened last week with Tennessee. I'm a Seahawks fan surrounded by Bills fans naturally. God bless you. Especially in that climate, God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, I'm not a cold weather guy. That's for sure. I couldn't. If I had to, of course, if I had to do it, I'd do it. But just by choice, nah, that's not me. Cold weather's not me. Especially, because I don't like cold weather down south, much less the winter wonderland in Buffalo, just like all that snow. Nah. In all seriousness, I could count on one hand how many times I've seen snow in my lifetime. Probably like 4. And like half the time, most of the time it wasn't real snow like you see in Buffalo, New York, but it was like wet, slushy ice, a lot of it. I mean, it snowed a little bit, but it's not like what you see up north. But yeah, God bless you. What made you become a Seahawks fan? Right, so we're going to get off short in about a few minutes. I appreciate you guys. Over 2,000 likes. Appreciate you. We get snow in May. God bless you. Keep it. Just don't take it out here. You get snow in May? Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, nah. That ain't me, dog. Family or Seattle fan. Yeah. This is like with like this same thing with the Saints. This is a fan. That was more of like the most family connection I had to a team. Just the Saints. I've had family members that love the Lakers, but not as much as they love the Saints. Yeah, just in the regional bias, family bias, so you just grow into it. Yeah. Yeah, so just I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I'm about to wrap this up. You guys have a blessed night. I'm gonna send you off with this theme song one more time. Never get the games on TV. Man, listen, that doesn't shock me though. You too, bro. Appreciate you. Look, appreciate you. Look, appreciate you. Look, we'll call you the followers of the start. You guys made the show what it is. 2,000 likes, can't do it without you. God bless you. You guys are the bomb, man. Listen, look, and like, listen. If you want to be on the episode live with me on Saturdays on Will Call, make sure you go to my page, go to the question section, and like put a thumbs up, and I'll message you, and we'll get the details. We'll get the time and schedule down. But if you want to be on the show, make sure you go to my page and just go to the question section. Ask me a question, but just send a thumbs up. I want to be on the show, and we'll talk about it, and we'll get the schedule situated. Because I won't listen. You guys are the star on this platform, so I don't want that to change. So God bless you. Y'all take it easy. Appreciate you.